All good. Right, we're all ready. I think that's yeah, we've gone 7:30. So if you'd like to start, we're gonna lie supine on your backs, facing the ceiling. Can you see me there?
Yep.
Perfect. Right, nice gentle to start with. So knees bent, looking at the ceiling, just gonna spend a couple of minutes concentrating on the breath. So breathing into the belly, ignore the chest. Put your hand on your belly if you want, just feel it rising and falling. Okay, when you're ready, just walk your feet together, knees together. I'm just going to get a little rotation through the lower back. So dropping both knees to the right, looking to the left. Hold this for 30 seconds. Just concentrate on your breathing. Just completely relax your legs. And when you're ready, just walking back to the center and just dropping your knees to the left and turning your neck to look to the right. And at the end of the next out breath, just rolling the knees back into the center. Okay, you'll up it a little bit, get straight to the glutes. So lifting your right foot, pop it on top of the left knee, hands around the left shin, maybe on the kneecap, and then just pulling that left knee towards you, and then bringing the right ankle as well. It should feel stretched just in that right glute. Left hand, right hand taking hold of that left knee and just pulling towards you. Might feel it in the hamstring a little bit as well. Just lying back on the mat and just pulling gently towards you. So deep breath in on the out breath, just pulling a little tighter and just relax into it. We're going to hold it for a little bit longer. So don't try and sink into the stretch. And when you're ready, we'll just swap over there. So this time, left foot on top of the right knee, hands around the right shin, and then just pulling towards your torso. Feel that stretch in the left glute, left hamstring. And again, just thinking of your breathing. On each out breath, just sink a little deeper into the stretch and just pull that knee a little closer. And just try and completely relax into it, try and switch off the muscles. And at the end of the next out breath, just let go of the left foot and just roll up to sitting. Leg out to the front. I'm going to start off with the right hamstring, so bending the left knee, bring that left foot into your groin, and then walking hands down that right shin, just towards the ankle. Don't go crazy at first. Bringing your forehead towards your right knee, and just aiming to feel a stretch in that right hamstring, just above the knee. So we don't want to go too deep at first. We're just going to get to the point where you can just feel a slight burn hamstring. I'm just going to hold this for a few seconds. back up there. Give the knee a little bend, a little shake out. I'm going to go back in the same stretch, a little deeper this time if you can. You may feel you find you can walk maybe a couple of inches further. Maybe able to take hold of the foot this time. So just going as far as you can this time. Feel that burn in the hamstring. And then again, once you're there, just drop your torso down towards the leg. Point your forehead towards your knee. And at the end of the next out breath, just slowly walking back down the leg. Give that knee another little shake out, and then we're going to swap over. So left leg out the front now, right knee bent, right foot coming into the groin. And again, just a short, fairly gentle one to start with. So just walking down the shin, so you just feel that hamstring engaging, not the point where it's painful or burning. Just play around with it, just feel it engage, just for a few seconds. Maybe sink your torso a little bit lower. And then walking back, shaking the knee out, give it a little rest, and then back into it, a little more deeply. Maybe going a little further, maybe stretching as far as you can this time, aiming for the toes. So this time I want to really feel a burn in that hamstring, and then sinking your torso down, forehead towards that left knee. And then just relaxing into the stretch. With each out breath, just sinking your torso a little deeper towards the leg. I'm just going to hold it for a few more seconds. So again, on the out breath, just sinking a little deeper. And at the end of the next out breath, just walking hands back up the shin and just give that left leg a little shake out, relax it there. All good. Right, I'm going to roll onto our fronts now. Lying down, face down on the mat. I'm going to start off just extending that lower back, giving it a nice little stretch. So extending your lower back, lifting. So you're leaving your hips on the mat, just lifting your upper back. Trying to get your arms out, fully extended. You should feel a nice deep inward curve in your lower back. And then just twist to the right and the left, just for a few seconds each. And then coming up onto all fours and then sitting back down on your heels into the prayer position. So tops of your feet on the mat, bum on your heels, and walking your hands forward. Trying to get your forehead on the mat if possible. Okay, from here, we're just going to walk both hands over to the right, to the edge of the mat. If you can, try and get your left hand on top of your right hand. The aim is to feel a stretch on your torso on the left hand side. So then sitting back down towards the mat. Just going to take a few breaths here. So you should be feeling this on the left hand side. Hands are over to the right of the mat. And then let's walk hands over to the left. Right hand on top of left this time. And then walking hands back to the centre, up onto hands and knees. And from there, on your toes, into the downward dog. So lifting your bum in the air, and just alternating between the right and the left foot, pushing your right heel down to the mat, stretching through those right calves for a few seconds, and then left. And just going to hold for about 5 to 10 seconds each, just in your own time, just alternating between the right and the left. And the non-weight bearing foot, just give the knee a nice bend, just to rest it off in between. Maybe hold it for 5 to 10 seconds on each side. Okay, I'm going to do a little deeper now. So I'm going to pop the right foot on top of the left heel and really push that left heel down towards the mat. You might get the heel to touch the mat. Doesn't matter if you don't, as long as you're feeling that stretch down through the left calf. And at the end of the next out breath, just going to swap over. So right foot on the mat, left foot on the right heel, and pushing that right heel down towards the mat. So again, deep as you can this time. Nice satisfying burn through that right calf. And at the end of the next out breath, we're going to swing that left leg forward. So left knee to left hand, right foot to right hand, just coming into pigeon. The aim is to get that left shin at a right angle across the mat, or as close as possible. Walking that right leg back a little bit, and then coming down to your forearms at the front and sitting down onto that left glute. So you should feel a deep, deep stretch through the left glute. If you can't get your shin at a right angle to the mat, that's fine. Just walk that left foot as far forward as feels comfortable. As long as you're sitting down on top of the shin and the glute, as long as you can get stretch into that left glute, that's fine. So if you can come down to your forearms, that's great. And then again, with each out breath, just sink your body a little lower towards the mat. When you bring your head down to the mat, and just feel that left glute sinking down towards the mat. You should feel the stretch getting deeper and deeper. And rest your hands on your forearms, head on the forearms. Okay, at the end of the next out breath, back into that downward dog. So hands on the mat, swing that left leg back, bum in the air, and then again, just alternating between the right and the left foot, just pushing the heel down for a few seconds, and then swap sides. Pushing that left heel to the mat for a few seconds, taking all the weight off the other foot while you're doing it, giving it a rest. Just alternating as you feel. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the same thing with the right leg. So swing forward, right knee to right hand, left foot as close to the left hand as feels comfy. And maybe walk that left leg back and sit down with that right glute. And drop your torso down towards the mat at the front. Coming down to your forearms. And bring your head to your forearms. And just relax into it there. Okay, and then the next out breath, just swing that left leg back, and we're going to go straight to lying on our bellies on the front. So both legs behind you now, outstretched. I'm just going to go with that extension of the lower back, so just straighten your arms, hips on the mat, just lifting your chest up as high as you can. Just try and look at the ceiling. And then slowly lowering yourself back down to the mat. And I'm just going to get into the quads now. So just bending that right knee. Lean over with your right hand to the right foot. And just pulling your right heel in towards your right. And then just pull as tight as feels comfortable until you can feel that stretch through the quad on the right hand side. If you want to take the foot with both hands, you might be able to go a little deeper. And just laying your head down on the mat, relaxing into it, and just pulling that heel right into your glutes, deep as you can now. I'm just going to hold that for a few more breaths. And slowly loosening the grip there. Extending that right leg back down to the mat, and it's swap over to the same thing on the left now. Slowly bending the right knee. Your left hand, take your left foot, pull it into the left glute, and just play around with it. Put it as deep as you can so you feel that stretch through your left quads. Again, if you feel comfortable, take hold with both hands. You might be able to pull it a little deeper, get a slightly deeper stretch in that left quad. And again, just rest your head on the mat and just play around with it. Pull it as deeply as feels comfortable. And again, just relax into the stretch. And then the next out breath, just let go of that foot, let that left knee extend, and just relax on the mat. Just let both legs roll out side to side for a little bit. Just rolling the legs from the hips, left to right. And then coming up onto your knees. And from there into a squatting position. So into a squat, feet and knees pointing diagonally outwards. Heels should be just off the mat, if you can. Put your forearms, all your weight of your forearms on the inside of the knees. And then just start off gently, just pushing backwards with your forearms. And then build the pressure up until you can feel a deep stretch in the adductor muscles. So we're going to push equally on both sides to start with. So again, concentrate on the in-breath, on the out-breath, just pushing back with those knees. Really pushing now so you can feel a deep stretch in the adductors. And if you want to, on the in-breath, just let go a little bit, let the knees come back in. And on the out-breath, just push back again, maybe a little deeper this time. And just hold for a few seconds, really pushing. And again, just let the pressure off, let your knees come back a second, get up to the breather. And then pushing the third and final time, really forcing those knees back now. Bum just hovering in the air, heels should be just off the mat. And just pushing back now with all your might with those forearms. And just relax it there. Okay, we're just going to stand up, give the legs a little shake out. Okay, and we're going to go for a second quad stretch. It's more conventional now, just standing one-legged,
taking your right foot with your right hand, just put a slight bend in that left knee, the weight bearing knee. Lean forward slightly if you can. And then just pulling that right heel into your right glute. And then coming back and swapping sides there. So again, slight bend in that weight bearing right knee. Putting the left foot into your left glute. And then just leaning the torso forward if you can. If you feel your ankles having to work quite hard, that's a good thing. We want to build up the stability in the ankles. Sometimes get a bit lazy, those muscles, when we're on roads all the time. Okay, standing there. And from here, we're just going to go straight into hamstrings. So just leaning forward from the hips, just nice and slowly. Hands on the shins, walking your right hand down your right shin, left hand down your left shin. You might feel, because we stretched them earlier, you can get all the way down to toes. If you can, that's great. If not, just go as far as feels comfy. Hold it there for a few seconds. And walk hands back up. Little bend of the knees. Okay, now we're going to take hold of the opposite elbow with each hand and just dangle. So you might feel it in the hamstrings, but don't push it too far. You're just letting your weight hang down here, so it's quite relaxing. And just shift the weight, shift the pressure from the right to the left. Again, a few seconds just dangling towards the left. A few seconds dangling to the right. Just move around in your own time. And when you're ready, just coming back up there. Okay, we're just going to do a slightly different stretch now for the tibialis anterior, this muscle in here. So all we're going to do from standing, can you see this properly? We're going to get the top of the foot onto your mat. And then just trying to roll the foot down until you can feel a stretch in there. So you might want to, we'll start off trying to stretch the left leg. So you might want to put that left foot just slightly behind the right. Starting off putting the tops of your toes on the mat. And then gradually rolling the weight forward until you feel that stretch. So that I can just feel it now. So aim to feel it in that tibialis anterior, the front of the shin. It's not a super clear one. This muscle just doesn't get stretched enough. If you're not struggling for Barrington, he seems to have nailed it. But yeah, it's slightly different for everyone. So just play around until you feel that stretching there. Okay, when you feel you've got the stretch, you can feel the muscle working. Just hold that for a couple of breaths. When you've got it, you've done it, just swap over the other side. So again, my left foot's now slightly behind my right. Just weight bearing on the top of the foot. Yeah. Okay, when you feel you've managed to stretch both tibialis anterior muscles, or maybe you didn't feel it at all, but as long as you've had a go, we're coming on back into a squat and get into the soleus now. So somebody mentioned earlier they wanted to work on the plantar fascia. So I find this is the best muscle to stretch if you're having problems with the plantar fascia. So we're in a squat. We're going to go for the left-hand side first. So you're just leaning onto that left knee, putting all your weight on the left, trying to relax the calf at the back so there's no pressure on the heel, and just kind of bearing the weight over the top of that right big toe. You should feel a fairly deep, but not particularly burning stretch on the right. You need to really just switch off all the muscles and relax into it, let gravity do its thing. So play around with it, just move the weight bearing from the big toe through the foot till you feel it. It's very, very supple. I can just get it there. So all my weight's through the big toe on the right. I can just feel it deep in the calf towards the Achilles. Okay. And just when you're ready, just have a play around and then swatch over to the other side. Okay, when you feel you've had a good stretch there in the soleus, we're going to go into a final stretch for the calves and then final for the hamstrings. So let's get into downward dog. Bum in the air. Final deep stretch for the calf. The gastrocs, so right foot on top of left heel, all the way down to the mat. Really. And then swapping over, so right foot on the mat now, left foot on top. Okay, and we're going to finish off with the hamstrings. So when you're ready, just swing that left foot to the outside of the left hand, right knee down to the mat. So your left foot should just be a few inches to the left of your left hand, and then dropping your torso down. So slowly lowering your body towards the mat. Should feel really deep stretch on the inside of that left hamstring. If you come onto your forearms, that's great. If not, also great. Just lower yourself as much as you can. And this is the deepest stretch I feel for the hamstrings. So it's literally like you're just letting your whole body drop down to the mat. And when you're ready, left leg back and right leg forward now. Right leg the outside of the right hand. And again, just dropping your torso down. If you can, take your forearms on the mat, just sinking down into that right inside hamstring. Final deep breath here. And the end of the next out breath, just lifting yourself up and bringing that right leg back. Okay, and we shall conclude there for tonight with all the main running muscles stretched out. Should be feeling a lot looser. Anyone got any questions or final requests?
I got a cramp in my foot when I can't remember what it was called now, when we had the foot behind and so tried to stretch out.
Oh yeah, when the top of your foot was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is that normal?
Well, just give it a little massage out with your thumbs if that happens.
Yeah.
Because you are essentially closing the foot when you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that's not a bad thing, but just get the thumbs in there.
yeah.
Is it feeling okay now?
Yeah, I think maybe I got a bit better. The soleus is really good for me because I always get cramp at the moment.
Yes, it's a neglected muscle. People don't strengthen it or stretch it. So the stronger and looser, less likely we are to get all kinds of things from plantar fasciitis to cramps. And it'll make us quicker as well, which is always a bonus. Right. Anyone else? How is everybody feeling?
Good. Thanks very much, Joe.
Pleasure, as always.
Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
Thank
See ya.
you, Joe.
Yes, Joe.
Next time.
Joe, appreciate it. That was superb.
Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
You.
Thanks, Joe.
Ewan,
Yeah,
when are you going to Burnley, did you say?
Saturday what's the Easter bank holiday? Saturday the 3rd of April.
Oh, mate, I might come up for that.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah,
Is the race sold out yet?
I think. Well, he did. I'm not. I think it might have done because there's only 25 places in each race.
All
So,
right.
yeah, but there is like reserve list. Like if you emailed the guy or contacted him on Twitter, or if you type in Podium 5K, if you got in touch on Twitter or Facebook, then
Yeah.
he like see if there's. Yeah, he might be able to offer you a space.
Ooh. Well, I'll come and cheer you on if not.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, well, come up. Yeah, well, probably not worth coming all the way just for that. But yeah,
Well, no, I wasn't going to come just for that. I was going to come see my grandma anyway. But
yeah. That's why
it's been
we've
a
got
happy bonus.
Karen's mum and dad as well, so it's a good reason to go over there. Really.
Yeah.
It's weird because like every time lockdown's lifted, I end up in Burnley instead of London. It's just nearer. I want to go to.
Pretty similar places, really, mate. Similar vibe.
Yeah.
East London, Burnley. Is there much difference?
Yeah, but definitely like come up and we'll see what fell races are going on as well because it looks like there's more. And yeah, who's Kieran from the run at Hallamshire was asking after you the other day.
Oh yeah.
Irish
Yeah,
guy.
the Irish guy.
Yeah, I've been training with him. He's like really good middle distance runner. But he was asking about you. Yeah.
Tell him I'm back in my end game now. I'll be there. Yeah.
When have you got a race at on the Velo Park then coming up?
Yeah, there's a 10K week on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
Yeah,
Well,
Ronnie's doing it as well.
Oh, is he? Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Do
You
you know
put it out tonight, mate.
what's the date? The 29th, is it?
For a week on Wednesday. What would that be?
Oh, tonight. See, I'm going to Burnley on the Saturday, so it'll be
All right.
Yeah. But it's quite a tough course. That it's quite hilly, isn't it? The Velo Park.
I don't know if I don't even know if it's the Velo Park. I just know it's the Olympic Park.
Oh yeah.
I guess it must be the Velo Park. They can't have a race around the Olympic Park right now. It's way too busy.
Yeah. I've done it. The Chingford League did a 5K there a couple of like when it was still like a year ago. It's quite a good course. It's